You're listening to the ColbyCheeZe Gaming Podcast, where I talk about whatever the hell I want, but mostly League of Legends and a bit of Minecraft.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome, this is ColbyCheeZe and you're listening to another episode of the ColbyCheeZe Gaming Podcast. This is episode 3 and it is February 4th, 2011. Got quite a few topics to talk with you about today. I know I did not have a podcast last week. Like I said, I will probably be doing these every other week, maybe every week if I've got things to talk about, but that's what's up there. So we're going to be doing a little bit of talking about the last 2 patches in League of Legends. So one of my favorite community websites just recently got a great update. We're going to go over that. Some Minecraft stuff, a little bit of music things, and just some other random topics that I want to talk about. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? First off, I want to kind of tell you about this this one website I actually go to quite often. It's solomid.com. They just recently got a remake, so if you have not actually been there before, you should definitely check it out. One of my favorite things about it right now is just the fact that you can go on there and click. They've got a button now, Solomid TV, and they've got a list of quite a few different streams from several different games. They're trying to turn their website more not just League of Legends, but a lot of different games. So they're gonna have streams for LoL, Bloodline Champions, WoW, StarCraft 2, and then they've got just other streams on there as well. So, and this is also where I do my streaming. So if you want to see me stream from time to time, I'll be streaming some Bloodline Champions and other games that I play. So definitely check that out. They've got some great forums and video guides and all kinds of stuff. So anyhow, moving on from that, I want to tell you, I've been playing this Dead Space 2. I don't know if you guys have tried that out yet or not. Pretty fun game. It's definitely a difficult game if you raise that difficulty level up there. Basically, I'm trying to beat the game with just a pistol, which you can actually upgrade it and whatnot. And a funny thing happened. I was playing the game and I just got to this one part that pissed me off so bad, and I was just raging really hard. And I'm usually a pretty chill guy, but I don't know, for some reason I was just really pissed off because I couldn't beat this one part, and I just kept dying to the same monsters, and it was just really annoying me. And I was just thinking that that's a true sign that I actually really enjoy the game. And this kind of what I wanted to talk about is, have you guys ever thought about all the games that you've raged at the most? It's probably all of the games that you actually enjoy the most as well. And I always tell people that if a game doesn't truly piss you off at one point or another, then it's probably not a game that's even worth playing in the first place. And I think the reason for this is because, you know, if you're not passionate enough about a game that you're playing to have it actually to allow it to piss you off, then the game's probably not even that fun, or you don't even care about it enough to get to that point. So I think that's just an interesting thing to think about. So just think about all the times you got really mad at a game and just think, you know, I'm glad I'm mad at this game because that means it's a really good game. So I just thought it was an interesting topic. But so moving on, I wanted to kind of go into some of the recent League of Legends changes from the last 2 weeks. Some of the stuff that I mean, there was a lot of different changes, but I'm just going to talk about the stuff that I thought was interesting. Obviously, we had 2 new champions come out, Renekton and hell, I don't even know what the other, Karma. Yeah, Karma's that new girl. I actually haven't even played either of the champions. I've been in several games with those heroes, but nothing really extremely impressive to me. I mean, they did actually add some new mechanics in these champions. For instance, Renekton has the Fury system, kind of like a warrior, and then Karma's ultimate is based off her, Karma system, which is not actually learned, and then she can rank up her skills differently, and so it is actually kind of interesting the way they did it, but the champions themselves just don't seem that great. But then again, I haven't played them myself, so I have been hearing that Renekton is quite powerful, and I don't know. I mean, I've seen some decent Renektons, but I definitely have been carried by a few as well, so I can see them being pretty powerful, but again, I haven't actually played the champion myself. I guess it is just the fact that he's got that, that quick burst and jump in and jump out, and then he is quite tanky, and he's got the health regen and all that good stuff. The stuff that I thought was interesting was that just recently they added some changes to Teemo. Not really that much, but they have been buffing Teemo quite a bit lately, ever since I guess it's probably been within a few months. They just every once in a while just keep adding in a buff here and there. So definitely somebody's a fan of Teemo at Riot. They're just like sneaking in these little small buffs here and there, and eventually someone's gonna realize, oh shit, Teemo's OP. But recently they made it to where he's always fast. Like you don't have to push the W button to make him run faster anymore. And usually what will happen is you get hit and then he slows back down to normal speed. And then you have to push the button again to make him go fast. But now he's just always fast until he gets hit, and then he slows back down. But you can actually push the button, and it will speed you up for like 3 seconds at double that rate. So he's just like a speed demon now, and I love playing Teemo. He's so fun. So that's definitely, I have to say thank you, Riot, for buffing Teemo. He's just a little bit more viable than he was before now, and I do enjoy playing him. They also recently added in some upgraded AI. So if you want to, I don't know, screw around with some bots, then they are trying to make those bots a little bit smarter in preparation for the co-op versus AI mode, so that's kind of cool. One big change though is they actually changed the cost of the Doran's items, and they slightly added like an extra number, to the stats as well. So Doran stacking not really a viable option anymore due to that increased cost, and you can only buy a Doran's item but no health potion or no mana potion after that point. So kind of an interesting thing to think about. It makes you kind of re-evaluate your starting items on a lot of champions. You're still going to get Doran's starting off on quite a few champions. However, there are going to be some other options since you don't have that health potion to keep you going if you are the champion that takes that type of damage. So definitely an interesting thing to think about. Could change things up just a slight bit. I kind of like it, and it just keeps things fresh. They also reduced the mana regen on all the runes and even on your masteries and stuff like that. So, and they may have actually buffed the base mana regen like without all the extra stuff for people who don't have all the runes and masteries yet. So I'm not sure how that evens out, but I haven't actually been using mana regen on my runes anymore. I've been changing to things like magic resist and stuff. So oh yeah, and then they even reduced the amount of HP by like 7 or so, I think, on the HP quints. So that's another thing to think about if you're stacking those HP quint runes. They also changed Heimerdinger to try and buff him, but if you ask me, it was more like kind of a nerf. Like he's still just as terrible or worse than he was before. So I'm not as excited as I thought it was going to be because I really did want to play Heimer again, but he's just meh. And then a little bit of a change. I guess the last thing I want to talk about was they changed the way crit and dodge chance works. You're basically going to still get just the same amount of crits and the same amount of dodges, but in the back end, you're not going to get them like consecutively anymore. I don't know how they did the math or whatever, but essentially you're just going to get that crit and dodge chance spread out, so you will always get those dodges and always get those crits within a certain number of attacks, but it won't be like, oh, you got 3 lucky crits in a row type of thing, So anyway, that's all I really had to talk about with League of Legends. Some pretty cool changes overall. Let's move on. I actually just found some really cool video here about Minecraft, and this is the first of this kind that I've seen. You guys have probably seen plenty of machinimas before, but I finally found some guy actually did a Minecraft Predator machinima. It's actually quite cool. It's he's got like some custom little icons for the inventory, and it's like he's his own little I don't know, inventory or abilities or whatever, and he's got the heat vision, and he kind of goes through and does all the little predator things. It's got the cool sounds and some custom animations in there as well. So I thought that was really cool. Definitely look forward to seeing more stuff like this in Minecraft. People doing machinimas and other like custom mod type stuff. That would actually be a fun game mode. Like if someone was able to actually implement some of that stuff into the game, where you could be like jumping around real high and like shooting people with different stuff and going invisible. That'd be a really fun thing to like play on a multiplayer server where you have like one predator and he runs around and you have to like hunt down other people. That would be really cool. Anyway, it's just a thought. So I'll put a link to that video and you guys can check it out later. Definitely something cool, and I'll just keep checking out new Minecraft stuff. That game really amazes me. Just so much stuff that you can be doing in there. Oh, by the way, I actually just started a Minecraft server as well. It's a dedicated server we paid for hosting on. I can host about 10 people. So that's actually, I'm just keeping it private right now. But I am looking to add more people. So if I get to meet you and you play some Minecraft, definitely let me know, and I'd like to invite you to the server too. Let's see, what else do we got? Just a couple other things to talk about. I found this really cool article, and it's sort of gaming related. Let me just tell you about it. So essentially, there's this new type of memory that this company's working on, and it's kind of like a combination of RAM and a hard drive. And basically, it's going to be able to boot your computer instantly. So you just push the button, and just like RAM memory is really fast, it'll just boot your computer just like that. And so I think that'll be a really awesome thing once they get that developed and it's widely available for people, because that's essentially instant load times, and there's no more waiting and things like that. And I guess once that gets expanded, you could even have things like where recording fraps footage in high def slows down your game and stuff like that. That's not really going to be as big of an issue either, because the memory and the hard drive are going to be fast enough to keep up with that. So anyways, I like to follow cool technology, things like that. Definitely something to look forward to, in addition to, they've already released the USB 3.0, so that's kind of cool as well. I don't know if that doesn't really pertain to gaming so much, but definitely nice for me, just since I record video and I need fast hard drive transfer speed, so whatever. Last thing I wanted to tell you guys about is I found this really cool band, I guess they are, and they do this music. It's called like Metroid Metal. And they just take a lot of the songs from Metroid and I guess remix it into like a metal soundtrack. So these kind of things I think are really cool. And I for some reason I just like to listen to video game soundtracks and movie soundtracks. Half the time I listen to those rather than actual songs from the radio and stuff. So thought you guys would like to check that out. It's got some really cool songs in here. Like let's see, they got Metroid Prime, Fusion, Super Metroid. So from a lot of the different games, and they just kind of remix some of those songs. Thought you guys would like to check that out. Anyhow, that's really all that was cool to me in the last 2 weeks of gaming. Thought you guys would like to hear about it as well, but peace out. I'll see you guys for the next one, and keep on gaming, guys. All right.